The session itself was very good, very well organized, good conversations. It's always interesting to get together with people from different industries, different backgrounds, and so on, to find out that everybody's got the same problems. Everybody's wrestling with the exact same issues, but everyone's got a slightly different approach to how to resolve it. And there's always these little nuggets that we can take out, you know, of, oh my God, I'm facing the same issue, and that's how you solved it. That should work where I'm coming from. So for that, I found it very interesting. It was a good conversation and a good stimulating interchange. Originally, I was brought in to centralize IT because there was this perception that there was too much happening in the business units and they were going their own way. The same thing that you always hear. There's too much money being spent, there's too many applications, there's too many of this, and everybody's going wherever they want. There's no control, and we need to take in control. And we did that, and we did that fairly successfully. In some ways, I'd say we were too successful at doing it. And we ended up forgetting one very fundamental thing. We keep hearing IT is the business. That's not true. IT is not the business. I don't have a P&L. I am not accountable for the results that the business units have. I am there to support the business unit and enable them to achieve those results. Times have changed now, and like I was saying during the conversation, the vendors are approaching the business units directly. The knowledge about IT and the knowledge about these systems and how they function and how they work exists everywhere now. We're not the only people who understand it. We're also not the experts when it comes to the business processes and how the business works. They are. They understand that. So there was this moment of, and especially when we started getting into discussions, that if IT wants to control everything, where does the line end up? And we got into these asinine discussions about, well, if it has a processor in it, then it's IT. And then the next step was, well, then a microwave now has a processor. Is that IT? And that was the moment where I realized, you know what, we've gone too far. Something's got to give in. And then trying to look at it, we decided with my staff and then talking with my boss and everything else that we would federate, that we would give back to the business unit the ability to be able to take their own decisions where it affects them. Now, IT has a very big role to play. IT is still an expert in certain things, but it's not necessarily technology. IT is an expert in the fact that we can understand, because we see the entire organization. A business unit has a focus on what they do. IT, we're very well placed to understand where the entire chain is and how the entire organization is. And we're very well placed to understand what you will do locally. What is the impact everywhere? Data, for example, is one big one. You're going to create silos, and the information you have would be very important to marketing or customer relations and so on. So we're very well placed to at least guide them to make sure that there's certain enterprise standards and so on. So how does IT survive? IT survives by becoming an advisor and demonstrating that value to the business, and stop trying to take control of the business. It's not our role.